with that breaking ball.
So the count goes to 1-2. Comes back with a fastball. Slow rolling ground ball, shortstop, a bobble, and won't have time to make the play. So an E6 as that one handcuffed the shortstop in Johnson. Leadoff man is aboard for Monrovia.
Now batting number 2, Dustin Kostraszewski.
And again, you deal with this in the grass field this time of year. Everything is shag carpet because of the amount of rain that we have had, and clearly yesterday. I want to thank Nick Perica and his great staff at Monrovia for many reasons, rolling out the green carpet, if you will, for us here at Monrovia the last couple of days. But the work they did to get this field playable after yesterday is impressive, as Kostraszewski tied in knots on that one, 0-1 the count.
Yeah, Lanfear's not afraid to throw his breaking ball. He's got a good mix of a fastball and a breaking ball early in this game.
Welch. Quick dive back into the bag. So Kostraszewski, the right fielder, batting .327. Home run and 14 runs batted in. Sprays this one foul, and the count goes to 0-2.
Kostraszewski did a really good job there of waiting back on that breaking ball. He just missed it on that really good swing he put together there.
By the way, Welch, 10 stolen bases this year. Curveball almost clipped him. We're seeing players on both sides do a great job of just waiting for that ball to make that turn at home plate. Count
Absolutely.
it 1-2. Ground ball. Shortstop had to hedge towards second and goes the long way. No play there. That's an infield hit. And I think even if he looks at second, there's no play there either.
Yeah, just hit it in the right spot, kind of hit it off the end of the bat, hit in the 5-6 hole,
Now
or in
batting
that 6 hole,
Belcher.
and just couldn't do anything with it.
Let's also talk about how, again, we talk about how this kind of thick grass is the norm, not at Cascade. They're used to playing it on turf. The ball gets to the shortstop a bit quicker. Again, not so much the last play, but the first one, shortstop's got to charge in a little bit more because you can't wait on the ball like you can on turf. First baseman in Miles thinking the three hitter's putting a bunt down here because he is well into that grass, and now he backs up a little bit.
I think that's a good decision.
As Belcher awaits. Curveball, a beauty. 0-2. Belcher on the season, batting .519.
Wow. Wow. First baseman still in.
8 runs batted in for Belcher. That one got away from the catcher. Late decision to go, and it'll be the right decision. Good read by the runner at second. Runner at first followed him. And runners at second and third with nobody out.
Really good dirt ball read there by Elijah Welch. Saw that ball. The down angle took off. Is in safely at third base. No outs.
That's Gibbs behind home plate. First and third baseman now in. Curveball. Stay alive swing. High hopper. Foul territory by Belcher. Count it 1-2. What the guy at second base did in Welch, the moment that Gibbs kind of let up,
Absolutely,
he took off.
Yep.
Fantastic read. Popped up. First baseman backing up. Makes the play. No advance from third. And there's one down.
looked like a pitch where
Now batting number 18,
Belcher just got
Julian
jammed
Bell.
on a little bit, and this kind
With 2 home runs and team high 18 runs batted in. Curveball broke just a little bit late. A little bit inside. Want to know the count?
tied up Joe as well. He wanted to pull the trigger, but he just couldn't do it.
That one again almost clipped him. 2-0 the count.
We've seen early in this game, Lanfear's not afraid to throw heavy breaking balls. He's throwing a lot of breaking balls early in this game. He must know something.
Dialed it in that time. 2-1 the count.
Three in a row to the 4-hitter.
And they played on Tuesday, so in the proximity of these communities, these kids know each other quite well. Make it 4 in a row.
Now, if you're Joe, I mean, Are you thinking he won't throw 5 in a row? Are you sitting fastball, or you just say, I'm going to sit on a breaking ball and hit it hard?
And that, instead of hitting him on the hands, hits him on the end of the bat. Keeps the at-bat alive at 3-2. And each of these two teams are scheduled to play twice more before then they have a week off. You always get that around sectional time because of Memorial Day weekend and graduations, etc. Did he offer? Yes.
Yes, he did.
And the tag is applied. And, of course, like we said, that call has to be made because there's no second umpire today to reference. So you've got to make it immediately on 2 strikes. Umpire did, 2 down.
And it was the right call.
Agreed. Wonderful camera angle we show you from down the first base line. So Lamphere wins that battle, his first strikeout. Here's Nolan Hendricks. Hendricks batting .263 on the year. And pops this one up.
Greg, this is a really big at-bat by the pitcher, Hendricks here, Nolan Hendricks, because you got second and third with no outs. You do not want to leave this inning without scoring any runs.
Curveball. Just missed 1-1. And frankly, that's the difference between 20 and 3 and 5 and 17.
Correct.
What do you do in situations like this?
Capitalizing on opportunities.
Smacked off the glove of the third baseman. 1 run will score. So runners at first and third. And Monrovia is on the board in the bottom half of the first.
Now batting number 9.
Good swing there by Nolan Hendricks. Hits that ball really hard down third base. Third baseman just can't field it cleanly. Goes off in foul territory.
I am ruling out a base hit.
Absolutely. Yep.
So that's an RBI for Hendricks as well. It is an unearned run, and any runs scored this inning are unearned because of the error to the leadoff man in Welch. But that's an RBI for Hendricks.
Which is one of those crazy rules in baseball to me.
There's Eli Wagner. Wagner on the season batting .351. Eli's got 8 runs batted in, does the junior this year. He is the starting second baseman. It's a pretty big frame, and it's rare to see a second baseman be a left-handed hitter.
It's a good situation.
Count at 2-0. Curveball hit the top of the zone. 2-1 the count. Throwing a lot more breaking ball than fastball as Lamphere so far. 3-1 the count.
Yes, he is, and that's a good job by Eli Wagner laying off that breaking ball there. Now I will sit the fastball here, see what I can do with it. Throws me a breaking ball, I just let it go.
Right back up the middle. Lamphere knocks it down. He can walk it to first base. Eventually makes the toss, and the inning is over. So Monrovia scores 1, Strands 2, as they too send 6 to the plate. And after 1, they lead it 2-1 here on the ISC Sports Network.
You have enough on your plate. Let McAllister Rentals' wide selection of equipment help. With an extensive equipment selection and experienced people, McAllister Rentals in the Cat Rental Store is your one-stop shop for all your equipment needs. You know we can help you with the big jobs, from moving dirt to getting you in the air. But did you also know that we can handle your smaller equipment needs with equipment like generators and water pumps? McAllister Rentals has made its mark with locations throughout Indiana and now Michigan. We pride ourselves on our reliable equipment, fast service, and knowledgeable people. Visit us online today or give us a call. McAllister Rentals, helping build Indiana since 1945.
Bats were productive last time up for the Cadets. It started with a leadoff blast by Trey Grusa, his first of the season. So over that right center field wall. Then a 2-out rally for the Cadets after that. A pair of pop-ups. A single by Evan Lamphere, the pitcher. Then a double by Hunter Howard would plate the run that is currently the go-ahead run just after 1 inning of play as Monrovia would claw 1 back in their half of the first.
Yeah, good action in the first inning. Both teams battled, got runners on base, got some runs across the board. See how this thing plays out.
Both teams will send 7, 8, and 9 to the plate in their half of the second inning. Is Hendricks on for his second inning of work, the usual starting catcher, but getting the pitching nod in today's game. Jonas Johnson, the shortstop, will lead things off for the Cadets. Cadets had their home finale.
Got 32 for 34 over here.
Cadets had their home finale on Tuesday against Monrovia. They will play at South Putnam tomorrow. And they'll get a game against Tri-West on Saturday. By the way, for Monrovia, had a player movement. We'll update that for you in a matter of moments. Here's Johnson. Johnson batting .303 on the season. Fastball poured in for a strike.
Nice fastball there by Hendricks on the outside part of the plate.
Johnson a home run and 17 runs batted in. Curveball, couple of hopper. Shortstop's got it. Tosses over to first. And Joe hangs on to it. One down.
Batting number 5, Hunter Greathouse.
Here's Hunter Greathouse. We'll take a look at the defensive play here.
Nice job there by Braden Belcher. It's a strong throw over to first. Joe does his job over there for the first out. Great job.
Here's Greathouse. He's the left fielder. Hunter has been in charge of kind of moving guys over this year, batting .167. Just a couple of runs batted in. Curveball in for a strike. And these two teams played on Tuesday. It was a 10-0 victory in 5 innings. So already Monrovia feeling better about today's festivities than a couple of days earlier.
Oh,
This
good
one
swing.
smacked. Gets down in front of the left fielder for a base hit. Greathouse will improve that batting average.
Batting number 2.
Good swing there by Hunter Greathouse. Looked like he just waited on the breaking ball. It was up a little bit, and he just let it travel and then swung, put a really good swing on it. Great swing.
Here's Carson Bassett. Bassett, the right fielder. 5 stolen bases on the year, batting .300. 13 runs batted in. Runner goes, bunt put down, it will be foul. All right, let's talk strategy here. If you know the runner is going, you need to lay off that one and give him a chance to take the bag at second?
Well, it's a good question. My guess, though, is this was more of a bunt and run than a protection.
Sure.
Maybe a fake bunt. And so if in a bunt and run situation, you better try to get that bunt down if it's a strike, and I think that's what they did there.
0-1 the count. Bassett looks down towards the third base bag. Greathouse goes again. This time they'll try to take it. Good looking throw. Tag applied, and they got him. Now Jackson Keene is normally the junior varsity catcher, but he's making quite the impression in the varsity start today.
He's really impressive. I mean, that's 2 strong throws right on the base so far in this game. Really impressive. Great job.
By the way, Greathouse had 9 stolen bases on the season.
He runs well.
Yeah. The base is now empty and 2 down. And this little liner will fall in the left field for a base hit. So that out at second base looms even larger now.
Yeah, that's when you're the coach. You're just thinking, why can't I just wait 1 pitch, you know?
I got a kid that has 9 stolen bases. I'm facing the backup catcher. I'm
going
doing the exact same thing he just
100% of the time. I'm right with you.
Because you heard my question saying, hey, do you really want to bunt there or you want to let him have the bag? So sometimes the other team makes good plays.
That's right.
Popped up. Catcher and Keene, pitcher and coming over. And normally the pitcher used to be in the catcher and tracking that one down. He's a little more active than pitcher would normally be. Grusa gets at least one more look at it.
I love that. I love to see pitchers. I don't care what your primary position is. When that ball goes up, you need to get the out. So if that means you have to go over and catch the ball, go catch the baseball. You're an athlete as well.
Grusa hoping that he wasn't going to follow up a home run to right with a pop-up in front of his own dugout. Turns on this one, and that too will be a base hit to right field. Runner at second will stay there in Bassett. That is now 6 base hits in 10 batters for the Cadets.
Number 1, Wyatt Blinn.
Wow.
So 3 consecutive singles. Here comes Wyatt Blinn. Blinn was up so quickly, we barely had a chance to mention him. Second baseman, batting .368. Home run and 19 runs batted in this season. Popped up to the catcher. who made the play down the first base line in fair territory his last time up.
Yeah, that was a collision with he and Joe over there at first base. But the catcher never gave up on that play, was able to make a nice play.
Curveball hops to home plate. Keene able to
Nice job.
pounce on it quickly. And the count in the hitter's favor at 2-0. Young man on your screen, Wyatt Blinn. Going to play community college baseball next year at St. Charles Community College in the St. Louis area. Turns on this one. Left fielder backing up, even in a small ballpark should have room. Drifting back and just couldn't track it properly. Eventually it got to the fence, and because there was 2 outs, everybody moving on the play, and that will turn into a misplayed 2-run double. And Cascade back in front 4-1.
Well, Greg, you said it, you described it perfectly well. If the left fielder there, Poole, does not drift going back, he makes that play. But because he was drifting, he couldn't get back there in time to get himself set to make the play, and that's a tough break because now they get 2 runs off of that.
Here's Logan Gibbs. Gibbs the catcher. First pitch swinging, he popped up to the first baseman last time up. Gibbs with 6 home runs. 30 runs batted in. You hit 6 in a high school season, you get people's attention.
Yes, you do.
It's the 24th game of the year for Cascade. They've got 2 more coming up the next couple of days. Monrovia has 1 more, and it is literally from the frying pan to the fire as they play Mooresville next. One of the top teams in 4A this year. This one misses high. The count goes to 3-0.
Gibbs has got his kind of football-type pants, the high pants there, and he does a little Juan Soto action after he takes a pitch where he kind of drags that back leg toward the front of the batter's box. A little flair to him.
Had a 3-0 green light. You understand why, because he smacks that one.
Yep.
Deep left center field. Blinn will make the turn. Gibbs will stay at first, but make it 5-1 in favor of the Cadets. And these are batting practice fastballs they're seeing at this point.
Yeah, they are, and they're taking advantage of them. So just really a good job there by Logan Gibbs. Gets a pitch he can handle, hits it hard. Another smart play there. There are times when you'll see that play try to be stretched into a double, but you don't want to get thrown out at second base there for the 3rd out before that base runner scores at the plate. So good decision by Gibbs.
Courtesy runner in for Gibbs. So he can get the catcher's gear back on and get ready for the upcoming inning. That is Garrett Bassett that is now running at first base. Here's Lamphere, the pitcher, who singled and scored last time up. Quick toss back. I love the CC logo that Cascade has for their baseball team, and clearly the nod to North Carolina with their attire today.
Yes, sir.
With the script Cascade across the chest.
Baby blues, huh?
You'll see North Carolina rock that look in postseason play coming up in the next month. And I'm assuming the Tar Heels will make the field of 64 again this year. Joe couldn't get to that in time as the ball was fouled off the hands of Lamphere.
I don't know where UNC is in the ACC, but the ACC has been really strong this year.
ACC strong every year in baseball.
Yes, true. Along with your SEC.
Usually pretty good. Curveball, and again, this one smashed to left center field. That'll be a base hit. That'll get to the wall. Runners should go to 2nd and 3rd. They will hold the runner at 3rd base. But Lamphere goes extra bases, and now the 8th batter will come to the plate this inning, and Hunter Howard.
Just another good swing by Lamphere. Like I said, gets a good swing on the fastball, drives in the gap for a double. All this damage with 2 outs, Greg.
Here's Howard, who doubled last time up. Already 9 base hits and 13 batters to the plate. Howard picked up his 18th RBI last time to the dish. That's in for a strike. By the way, because I'm sure the viewers were really concerned about this, North Carolina's 31-19 on the season.
There you go.
But 12-15 in the ACC.
Ooh.
Almost clipped him. Howard gets out of the way. 1-1 the count. Of course, the Division I softball tournament starts this weekend. Baseball tournament's a couple of weeks away. High hopper, fair ball. Throw all the way over to first, and they got him. It's well done. Hurd to Joe, and the inning is over. 8 batters come to the plate. 3 come around to score. Cascade stretches their lead to 5-1 here early at Monrovia. Presented by Endeavor Communications. You're watching on the ISC Sports Network.
3, 2, 1.
As the first dunk in the building from Joya. Waits, Waddell finishes and lays it in. There is right now the play of the game. Better finish. Good. We might see that on plays of the week. Great feed. The finish. Spin, win, 3. Bury it in the lane. No, gun, yes. Stop. Whoa, what a play. Flying in.
This is the starting catcher, Jackson Keene, taking care of the area around him before today's game. And the good folks at Endeavor Communications have been taking care of people in this area for a long, long time. Endeavor supports both the Monrovia communities, the Cascade communities, and many other communities here in West Central Indiana. Fastest internet you'll find for homes, business, and education. Find out more at weendeavor.com. Now, this person has found the place to sit and watch this game. The berm down the right field line. So going to the plate here for Monrovia. They're going to make a quick change. Zach Fowler will come to the plate to lead things off. That was in Hurd's spot in the lineup earlier. So Fowler will get his first at bat of the game. Fowler, Keene, and then Poole, the trio that is up.
You know, Greg, when you see an injury that early in the game, a substitution that early in the game, it makes you think of a potential injury.
This Monrovia team has 13 players in uniform for today's game. And unfortunately, we see that more and more kind of at this level of high school baseball where it's fewer and fewer numbers. Sometimes you got it because you got a JV game that's running simultaneously. I think that's the case for Cask. I think they're at home for a JV game this afternoon.
Gotcha.
Here's Fowler. Fowler 3 for 12 at the plate this season. That's 3 runs batted in.
Lanfear had a little more giddy up on that fastball than he did in the first inning.
Well, he also may be told, "Hey, we're up 5-1. Throw strikes."
There you go.
I thought he was wild or erratic, but just hey, you can lay off the breaking pitch.
Attack the strike zone.
Right. Count it 1-1.
Oh.
Curveball, a beauty. That was curvier than State Road 39 going from here to Martinsville. 1-2. Same hook. This has got to be thrown to first to complete the out. Gibbs will oblige. Miles, the first baseman, stands in the bag, and there's one down. Second strikeout for Lanfear.
It's really good. Another breaking ball there by Lanfear. Fowler just can't catch up to it. Out number 1.
You know, frankly, there aren't that many curvy roads around here. Thankfully, 39 from here to Martinsville is a curvy road.
Well, listen, I didn't doubt it when you said it. I know you know your geography around Indiana, so I'm not going to doubt you.
Keene watches that one go by for a strike.
We've seen so far in this game, Mr. Keene is making his bid to be on varsity for him from here on out, that's for sure.
And this one, sprayed foul. Monrovia will play Mooresville tomorrow, and they are off until Memorial Day. I remember when I was the age of the young man playing today, it seemed like we started our sectionals on Memorial Day, not finished them. I think the tournaments have moved up a week over the years. Keene, stay alive swing.
So you mean back in the Stone Age, huh?
Yeah, I wasn't in black and white television, but I was in standard definition, just like you. 0-2 the count.
That's right. I can't talk. What am I talking about?
We're the same age, brother.
That's right.
Don't.
That's right.
0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 down. So Ryder Poole, the player, due up next. Take a look at the latest strikeout for Lamphere.
Another breaking ball.
Poole batting .222 on the season. 6 runs scored. Both a double and a triple as well for Ryder, who is just a freshman.
Get some ominous skies coming on us, Greg.
Left fielder and Poole may have another extra base hit. This one's going to get to the wall. Poole goes opposite field with that one, and that'll be a double. Yes, we're in, just to finish the thought that you had as far as the skies, we're on the very fringe of where there was some concerns with weather, kind of south of downtown Indianapolis today. So hopefully that is skating by to the south of us. But the direction we are facing is southeast here at this field, so hopefully it misses in that general direction.
Folks, that last swing there by Ryder Poole to me is one of the best swings in baseball. When I see a left-handed hitter that can drive a ball the backside in the left center field gap, that is really impressive.
Here's Welch. In for a strike. Welch had the ground ball that shortstop booted last time up, and there's that good-looking lefty swing.
Just really good. Didn't try to do too much. Hit it where it's pitched. Outstanding job by Ryder Poole.
Welch would come around to score. Late decision to swing because, frankly, that would have broken into the zone for a strike, 0-2.
And if you're Elijah Welch, I think you should be looking for that breaking ball again right here.
Lamphere comes right back with it. Other than the double, he strikes out the other 3 batters that he faces. Quickly through 2 here at Monrovia. Cadets lead at 5-1. As you're watching on the ISC Sports Network.
Irritated by your internet provider? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eForce high-speed internet. Download speed? No problem. Download an HD movie in seconds with our remarkable gigabit speed. Endeavor not only provides the latest fiber optic technology, we're also here to help you use it. We also provide television, wireless, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
The Cadets sent 8 to the plate in the top half of the second inning. That probably should have been the third out of the inning. It wasn't, and allowed 2 runs to score. And then another 1-run would come around as Wyatt Blinn would score on the double by Logan Gibbs. So far, 14 batters have come to the plate for Cascade. They have 9 hits, and no, they did not stick that ball there. 5-1 is the score. Going to the top of the third inning alongside Chris Walker. My name is Greg Rakestraw. This is our final Endeavor Communications broadcast of the spring. And our pleasure to be with you for softball at South Putnam, softball at Cascade, baseball at Danville, and here baseball at Monrovia as well. We have received so many kind comments about our production crew being here for these games, folks. Makes you think the good people at Endeavor Communications, they're the ones that make it happen. We're just happy to bring this service to you here in West Central Indiana.
You're watching that last inning recap defensively. It makes me think of something that the great Denny Cass, a Hall of Fame Indiana high school baseball coach, is on our staff at Lafayette Jefferson, and he always says to us, we need to make outs, okay? And we don't do a good job of that at our high school right now. And you just can't afford to give team extra at-bats.
Here is Jackson Mantooth that smacked one, but right at the center fielder in Welch his previous time up. Jackson, the center fielder, batting .278. Turns on this one, and third baseman couldn't handle it. That was Fowler. That'll be a base hit down the third base line. Mantooth will stop at first base, but leadoff man is aboard for a second time in 3 innings.
Yeah, that ball just smoked. Hit a little bit too hard. Third baseman can't get in front of it. Base hits.
Here's Johnson. Johnson, a ground ball to shortstop his last time up. Mantooth does have 9 stolen bases as well. Let's see if he gets going here. High pop up. Pitcher calls off the catcher. And again, like we said, the pitcher today is normally the starting catcher. He's used to tracking that ball.
Now batting Hunter
Stands on the plate to track it down, 1 down.
What I love there by Hendricks is the leadership as a primary catcher. You heard him communicating right away, letting this catcher Keen know so he wouldn't have to make that more difficult play. Very nice job of communication there.
Here's Greathouse. Greathouse a base hit last time up. That's outside corner for a strike.
Greathouse had a really good swing, drove a ball out in the left field in his first at bat. Let's see what he does here his second time through.
Runner goes and picked a great time to go. That ball gets in the dirt, goes all the way to the backstop. So stolen base because Mantooth was already going on the play.
Nothing Keen can do on that pitch there. That's just a tough pitch to try to get in front of. Runner advances to second base.
And again, Greathouse, even though the ball was in the dirt, he swung to protect the runner.
Yes.
So 0-2 the count.
Greathouse choking up on the bat a little bit. Going this 2-strike approach here.
And his main job, try to get that runner to third. Hendricks didn't miss by much.
No, he didn't. Good take. Good eye there by Greathouse.
Hit for Greathouse earlier, just his 7th of the season. He's played in all 24 games for Cascade. Got the outside corner. First strikeout for Hendricks.
Now batting Carson Bassett.
2 away.
Tough call there on Greathouse, but he doesn't argue. He goes back to the dugout.
Monrovia trying to put a 0 on the board for the first time. Here's Bassett. Bassett singled last time. Left fielder drifting back. This time he's got a beat on it, and it shows you doesn't take much to get towards the wall here and left because that was kind of a lazy fly ball that was a step or two in front of the warning track. As advertised, a 0 goes up for the first time today for Cascade. They lead Monrovia 5-1 here on the IHSAA Sports Network.
The drive, the take, fouled, and it goes!
Lobbing it to the back of the end zone. They're going to say it's a touchdown.
Left foot gets through. Goal for Vargas. Hamilton will score!
This is the handiwork of our buddy Alec DeFord on our crew that put this together before today's game. The Branch McCracken Gymnasium on corner of this facility. Yes, as in that Branch McCracken, as an alumnus of Monrovia High School that, of course, became a 2-time national championship winning coach in his days at Indiana University. Great football field here at Monrovia High School. You see the baseball stadium. That is State Road 42 that is kind of going just north of town as you're coming in from, say, I-70.
There's a lot of extra real estate behind there to expand if you needed to, that's for sure.
Well, this is a growing community because of the absolute explosion of warehouses and business because of the fact that this campus sits about 9 miles from the Indianapolis International Airport. This used to be kind of the last kind of country town before you hit the suburbs. Well, the suburbs, frankly, have caught up to this neck of the woods, and Monrovia will continue to grow over the next several years.
Leading off number 2, Dustin Kostrashevsky.
So Kostrashevsky, number 2 batter for Monrovia due up this time through. Kostrashevsky, a single. Stranded at second base in the first inning. Landfair on for his 3rd inning of work. And that one misses.
Kostrashevsky. Huh.
Ground ball, high hopper, third baseman, can of corn. Howard, kind of a lollipop toss. He'll want to put more on that going forward, but isn't penalized for it there. There's 1 down.
Now batting number
Yeah, I think
22,
Hunter Howard should have a
Bryson
little more urgency on the next ball hit to him because he just kind of lollipopping, like you said, over there at first base. He's still in time, but you don't want to do that over there.
To Kostershevsky's credit, he was hustling down the
Yes,
line.
he was.
To make that a tough play. Here's Belcher. Fouled out to the first baseman his first time up. This one, Tapper, shortstop charges. He wings this one over to Miles in the blink of an eye. Bulldogs have 2 down.
Good job there by Jonas Johnson coming in and getting that ball on the big hop.
At bag
As
number
soon as he
18,
saw the big
Julian
hop, he
Joe.
came in, sprinted in, hit on a run through. Good play by the shortstop.
Look at now, you again, the players are, again, for Cascade, you play on grass on a regular basis, just that's not your home park.
Correct.
So you got to remind yourself, yep, got to charge, got to attack everything. Because anything on the grass here will be slowed because of how thick the carpet is here in the month of May.
And folks, it is a big difference going from the grass to the turf.
This one could be around the world for the infield. Second baseman over to first, and every position other than first has their hand in the first 1, 2, 3 inning of this game. To the top of the fourth we go. Cadets enjoying a 5-1 lead. As you look at the East Monrovia skyline here on the ISC Sports Network.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
Let us thank our tremendous ISC Sports Network crew. Jordan Shue, Alan Hughes, Alec Ford, Rob Lynch, Dennis Glover, and the rest of the gang that are bringing you today's contest here on the ISC Sports Network. Again, thanks to our friends at Endeavor Communications. There you see Rob Lynch. He's getting all the action for us behind home plate. This campus nestled just into kind of the hill that goes right into downtown Monrovia. The Monroe Gregg School Corporation here in northwest Morgan County. Becca Kelly handling all the action for us down the first and third base lines from our camera position as well. So for Cascade, top of the lineup rolls back through. Trey Grusa, Wyatt Blinn, and Logan Gibbs.
Grusa 2 for 2 on the day, homered and singled.
Leading off.
It's been a big spring for Trey. He was the prom king at Cascade High School this year.
Nice.
He's reached twice and scored twice as Trey. Curveball misses. Want to know the count. The home run for Grusa, his first of the year. That one's in for a strike.
And Greg, I can assure you his teammates will give him heck for that because he hit it at this field.
Grusa's 28 runs scored, tops on this Cascade ball club, which is what you'd expect from your leadoff hitter.
That's right.
It is rare your leadoff hitter is the DH, however.
Very rare.
Doesn't happen too often. And that one hit him.
Ouch.
Wore that one on his knee. Now he'll
Wyatt Blinn.
trot down the first base line as he reaches first base for a third consecutive at bat.
There's nothing wrong with getting hit, but that is not a good place to get hit. When you're getting hit down in the lower leg area, there's a lot of bones in that area that can be broken. So got to be careful down there.
Here's Blinn. As we referenced, Blinn's going to play college baseball next year. Ty Foster, the head coach of this Cascade team. Runner goes. Wyatt rather turns on this one foul. We'll do it again at 0-1. But Wyatt's going to play at St. Charles Community College in St. Louis, where Cascade head coach Ty Foster's brother is an assistant coach.
There you go.
So might have been a little inside knowledge as to
Doesn't matter. If you can play, you can play.
all fair in recruiting, right?
That's right.
Runner goes this time. Blinn lets it go by, and stolen base for Grusa, which is his 8th of the season.
Good call by the umpire there. Again, our home plate umpire is taking care of the bases as well. But, again, another strong throw by Keene. He's putting the ball right on the money.
So runner in scoring position for Blinn. Curveball, a beauty. Strike 3 called, and Blinn was frozen on that one. As the second strikeout looking that Hendricks has authored, one away.
Nice pitch there by Nolan Hendricks. Drops the curveball in there. Strike 3, gets his first out of the inning.
Here's Gibbs. Gibbs singled last time up and picked up an RBI. This one carrying right center. Center fielder looks up. Opposite field blast for Gibbs. His 7th home run of the season, and make it 7-1 in favor of Cascade.
It's a really good swing there by Mr. Logan Gibbs, man. He just looks hitterish anyway, so I'm not surprised by that. But like you said, he hit that ball just to the second base side of center field. That ball smoked.
Now batting number 25, Evan Lampier.
So Gibbs with the RBI. He's got 3 for the day, 33 on the season.
Wow. Wow.
And Gibbs is a sophomore.
Oh, my.
Here's Lampier, who is also a sophomore. Singled and doubled. I don't know if this park has the dimensions for you to go for the cycle. Because it's tough in a small yard like this one to go for a triple.
Yeah, you're going to have to hit it down and tuck it in some corner, get some ball caroming some kind of way to do something. It'd be really tough.
2-0 the count. Again, frankly, Hendricks, not normally a pitcher, and it's been the bugaboo for this Monrovia team, has been their pitching all year, but Hendricks doing the best he can out there. Not normally a pitcher. He's a starting catcher for this ball club. This one, sent to left center.
Mile high.
Left fielder seems to have a beat on it and makes the catch. That's the freshman in pool, and there's 2 down.
Now batting Hunter Howard.
Here's Hunter Howard. Howard a double his first time up in an RBI. Ground ball to third base. Great play made by Fowler on that ball last time. Reference Wyatt Blinn, by the way. He is not the only Cascade senior that will play college baseball next year. Fouled straight back. The first baseman who doesn't hit, just plays in the field. Drew Miles will play at Knox College in Division III over in Illinois. And I know how much you enjoyed the St. Mary's of the Woods Pomeroy question from 9 days ago. As this one is looped into center field. Center fielder makes the catch, and you are spared me asking you that question until the bottom of the inning. But a 2-run blast by Logan Gibbs extends the Cascade lead. It is 7-1 for the 5th-ranked Cadets here on the ISC Sports Network.
You have enough on your plate. Let McAllister Rentals' wide selection of equipment help. With an extensive equipment selection and experienced people, McAllister Rentals in the Cat Rental Store is your one-stop shop for all your equipment needs. You know we can help you with the big jobs, from moving dirt to getting you in the air. But did you also know that we can handle your smaller equipment needs with equipment like generators and water pumps? McAllister Rentals has made its mark with locations throughout Indiana and now Michigan. We pride ourselves on our reliable equipment, fast service, and knowledgeable people. Visit us online today or give us a call. McAllister Rentals, helping build Indiana since 1945.
Well, we welcome you back, and again, we had noted, and clearly you had seen, that the skies were getting darker by the minute. While it is not raining yet, I don't think. As I say that, it's starting to rain now. There has been lightning detected in the area. We can play through some rain when there is lightning within 10 miles. That's it, and that's all from that standpoint. So, as you see, our cameras are coming down, our cameramen are coming inside, and we will be in a weather delay here at Monrovia. Again, we're a half inning away from having a completed game here at the high school level, but we'll have to wait a little while to get that done. So, tarps going on around home plate, as well as the pitcher's mound. We will keep the stream going until we have a decision as to what we are going to do in terms of continuing this game or unfortunately scrapping it, given kind of the late nature of this time of the season. But for now, we're in a weather delay in the bottom half of the 4th. It is Cascade 7 and Monrovia 1. as you're watching high school baseball presented by Endeavor Communications here on the ISC Sports Network. And after a 64-minute delay that is technically still counting because we're not back to live baseball yet, but something that is very rare in terms of high school baseball. Normally once tarp goes on or rain comes down, you are done for the day. That is not the case in Monrovia. We are going to resume our game. We're at the halfway point of the contest with the Cadets leading 7-1, and the festivities began with Trey Grusa leading the game off with a leadoff home run, and Chris, the hits kept on coming for the Cadets.
Yeah, the Cadets are really swinging the bats well, getting good pitches to hit, and they're not missing their opportunities when they get them.
Hunter Howard with a single to our double to provide another run in the top half of the first. It would be 2-1 after Monrovia would score one in the home half of the inning. However, that deep fly ball that would go down as a double from Wyatt Blinn would score two. He would then come around on the Logan Gibbs single to make it 5-1 after 2 innings of play. And speaking of Gibbs, he would have the opposite field blast to right center. His 7th home run of the season. RBI 32 and 33 for the sophomore. And the Cadets enjoying a 7-1 lead. And again, that happened right as there was lightning detected in the area. It has been raining for the better part of the last hour. But again, the folks from Monrovia put a lot of effort into this field to make this playable. And so we will be playing on coming up in just a matter of moments. Teams are just now being allowed to get back into the dugout. So, Chris, put your coach's hat on. What are you doing here to try to get your team ready to get back on the field as quickly as possible?
Well, you get out there and get the guys, get them loose real quick, play some catch. What I'm very much interested in, Greg, is to see if the pitchers, Evan Lanphier and Nolan Hendricks, come back out on the mound with this 60-plus minute rain delay.
Hendricks, again, normally the catcher, not the pitcher for Monrovia. So hasn't thrown a lot of innings this year. He has thrown 4 innings. Again, Lanphier, a young man, this is his 8th appearance of the season. This is his 4th start of the season, and he is a young man that he is just a sophomore. You got to believe he's got a pretty bright future from a pitching standpoint in front of him. Would not be surprised to see Cascade go in a different direction in terms of potentially who is starting here the bottom half of the 4th inning, because we'll see Monrovia at the plate once action resumes.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I definitely wouldn't bring Lanphier back out. You know, not only that, if you're Cascade, you got to be thinking in the sectional action and thinking you have a good chance to make a good run, so you don't want to burn him if you don't have to.
And again, let's talk about this. Both teams have a couple of more regular season games. Monrovia actually has one. They play Mooresville tomorrow. For Cascade, they play tomorrow and Saturday. They'll play out South Putnam tomorrow. South Putnam, a team that has also really struggled this year. Tri-West will be much more of a challenge, I think, for Cascade coming up on Saturday. But then after that, these 2 teams don't play again until Memorial Day. The boys baseball sectional, you can start playing as soon as the Wednesday before Memorial Day on May 26th. But often because you're dealing with graduations, Memorial Day weekend, maybe you'll see some games on Wednesday or Thursday. But oftentimes at most sectionals, you will see semifinals and championship both take place on that Monday on Memorial Day. So for each of these 2 teams, they have a 9 and 10-day break, respectively, before they see each other again a week from Monday.
Yeah, that is a long break. I mean, and in baseball player terms, that's tough. I mean, you're used to playing a couple games, 2 to 3 games a week, and then you have that kind of layoff. But you can do some different things with your pitching when you know you have that kind of layoff coming up. So we'll see what happens. But, again, both these teams want to make sure they're healthy going into sectional action.
So the tarp is off both the home plate area as well as the pitcher's mound. We had a little diamond drive that went on a few minutes before our rain delay ended. Bases will be put back on the field, and as you can tell, our camera positions are starting to go back up across the facility as well. So with that, we'll take this quick timeout. When we come back, baseball in the not-too-distant future from Monrovia. The I-70 Series, Cadets trying to claim their 2nd win against their big rivals in the span of 48 hours. And more comes your way next as you're watching, presented by Endeavor Communications, right here on the ISC Sports Network.
Ball here. Harris scores. With 19 seconds. Fake players, big boy. I'm telling you right now, that's awesome. I love it. That's the finish. You get a layup taken and an and one. Fly ball.
Again?
Tortured by technology? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with Speed Geeks. Our Speed Geeks are expert technicians ready to rescue you from technology troubles. Our experts are here to get and keep your Wi-Fi running properly. We'll even make sure all of your devices stay connected. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications, technology for real people.
Another great look around the grounds here at Monrovia High School. Today's game presented in part by Endeavor Communications. With Endeavor's ridiculously fast internet speeds, it's now easy for you to watch, work, study, and play all at the same time. Sign up today at weendeavor.com. And you can tell that was recently done because of the tarp being down on both the pitcher's mound as well as the home plate area. Again, bases have been put back in. The Monrovia young men kind of taking care of the field. The Cascade players trying to stretch and get loose down the left field line. We'll have our home plate umpire, Mark Eckstein, return momentarily, and we will resume baseball again. Our delay now going on 70 minutes. Really had played for right at about an hour in those 3.5 innings to take a 7-1 lead. Under this Cascade team, again, comes in as rated number 5 in 2A. What has impressed you so far about Ty Foster's team?
Just the way they swing the bats. I mean, they're not missing mistake pitches, and they're taking advantage of opportunities. When they get runners in scoring position, they're getting them in. That is a very important thing in the game of baseball.
Monrovia checks in at 5-17 on the season, 3-10 in Indiana Crossroads Conference play. Again, Cascade 20-3 on the year, an unbeaten record in the Indiana Crossroads Conference. They have already clinched the number 1 position in the ICC at 13-0, but they are trying to run the table, a full double round robin sweep of 14-0 if they can get the victory today. Losses on the season for Cascade. They lost their opening game against Covenant Christian by a score of 9-4. Lost to Plainfield in the Hendricks County tournament by a score of 16-8. They would avenge that loss to Plainfield later in the regular season. And then lost to Mooresville 7-0. That was back on April the 22nd. This is now a Cascade team that has gone 4 weeks, Chris, without losing a baseball game.
That is extremely hard to do, and I don't care what the level of competition is you're playing, but to go 4 weeks without losing a baseball game is really impressive.
And Mooresville, one of the top teams in the state this year. In fact, as we check the polls, Mooresville checks in at number 2, right behind Center Grove, who is number 1. And Mooresville and Center Grove aren't often in the same sectional, but they are for baseball and softball. So the top 2 teams in 4A, both in the same sectional this year. And again, back to this Cascade Ball Club, they are the number 5 team. They're in the same section as the number 4 team in University that, of course, has made some very recent trips to the 1A state championship game.
It's going to make for some really competitive sectional games across all the classes. I mean, you talk about the Mooresville and Center Grove, those teams, there's been a lot of jockeying around the top spot in 4A. I mean, I know when we played Fisher, our Lafayette Jefferson team played Fishers early in the year. They were number 1 at that time. So there's been a lot of teams getting knocked off that high pedestal.
Fishers is number 3. They played several freshmen on their state runner-up team a year ago. And then there is this great quality of teams in the Evansville area. Evansville North is 4, Castle is 5, Jasper is 9. Those 3 in Evansville Central, all part of the same sectional that is played at Bosse Field in the southwest corner of the state each and every year. So the young men from Monrovia are starting to get loose. Again, the Cascade players about ready to go as well. And I would say we're just a couple of minutes away from getting this game restarted. So with that, let's go ahead and take another quick timeout. Back with baseball after this as you're watching high school baseball presented by Endeavor Communications right here on the ISC Sports Network.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Food, shelter, fast Wi-Fi. It's all we really need. Good thing Endeavor has the fast, reliable internet it takes to power all the Wi-Fi hungry gadgets in your home. All at once. With speeds up to 10 gig, get smooth HD streaming video, gaming, music, and surfing, all with no waiting, no buffering, no kidding. Call or click weendeavor.com and upgrade to Indiana's fastest internet today.
You can see the ISC Sports Network crew: Dennis Glover, Rob Lynch, Eldon Wheeler, Becca Kelly, Alec DeFord, Jordan Shue, and Alan Hughes. They're the ones that make these broadcasts possible, seemingly each and every day this time of year. That is Elijah Welch, who is the starting center fielder from Monrovia. He is going to start the throw. Now, he has a little time to get ready. Again, if he's going to come out and throw in the top of the fifth, we'll see the Cascade pitcher. And again, we're wondering if it's Landfear, or if because of an hour delay he is done after 3 innings. He's allowed 1 run and 3 hits so far through 3 trips through the lineup for Monrovia. He faced 13 total batters. How do you handle a delay like this from a coaching perspective?
Yeah, it's tough, right? I mean, because Landfear is pleading his case to his coach that he wants to go back in there and pitch. But as a coach, you got to protect the player from the player. And so with this kind of layoff, I'd be hard-pressed to bring him back in on the mound.
Landfear is long tossing in the outfield with his other teammates, again, including he's throwing to the catcher, but he is not throwing in the bullpen to the catcher. They are just kind of long tossing out there in left field currently.
Yeah, it looks like, Greg, we just got word that it's going to be another 15 minutes before we get started back with the action. So that's more time that Landfear's going to have in there. So it'll be interesting to see what they do.
All right, so if we're going to have that length of a delay, let's go ahead and take a momentary pause ourselves. We will come back once there is baseball action to share with you here on ISC Sports Network.
McCulling in time. Oh, no! It's good.
This one is caught.
There you go.
Wow, Dawson makes a great catch.
Spin, win, 3, bury it for Leland Walker.
Tie the game they do with the dunk by Malik Edmonds. What a play.
Oh, my goodness.
I feel a little momentum starting to fall Lynn's way.
That it is Wrestler! Wrestler! Whoa!
You ain't been waiting on me at all, buddy. Been waiting on you.
An hour 20 is what the total of the
minutes.
rain delay is here in Monrovia. And we knew that there could be some storms that would roll through today. We had a lightning delay. We had rain last for about an hour. And again, the job that the folks in Monrovia have done to get this field ready after buckets of rain came down yesterday. This field is in fantastic shape.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Coaches
we'll be
Rooker
starting at the
and
bottom of the
Jelly
fourth.
doing a tremendous
Cadets
job
leading
in
7-1.
making this field game ready. And it is going to be Lamphere, looks like, that comes back out to pitch the fourth inning here for Cascade.
Well, we'll see what he has, see if he can pick up where he left off. But you're right. I mean, this field is in tremendous shape. It's a very intimate setting back here. I really like this place.
As a dead pull hitter by the time I graduated high school, I like this place too.
I think I would have even had a couple home runs as a high schooler here.
And how many college home runs did you hit, my friend?
Only like, I think 4 or 5.
Now, see, most people can't say they hit 4 or 5 home runs in the Big Ten.
Yeah,
I wouldn't phrase that as only 4 or 5, by the way.
You know, it's funny. I was just looking at some stats because I talk to our high school guys about it all the time, and I can't stand all the striking out that goes on in baseball. And it made me look at something just yesterday, and I looked at my 1999 year.
Your senior year at Purdue.
My last year, I had 220 at-bats. I had 12 strikeouts.
Which is why you were the leadoff hitter, correct?
That's right. That's right. The problem is, to be honest, I was not a very good leadoff hitter because my on-base percentage was normally close to my batting average because I refused to walk. You had to be a pretty bad pitcher to walk me, right? Because I was going up there with the intent of using that bat.
One more time, let's thank our tremendous ISC Sports Network crew. Alan Hughes, Jordan Shue, Alec DeFord, Rob Lynch, Becca Kelly, Eldon Wheeler, and Dennis Glover. Omar, the tent maker, stopped by and gave me a new shirt as well, so I can support the Monrovia Bulldogs.
There you go.
Thank you very much. My shirt lists all of the basketball sectional championships in school history, including the 99 and 2000 teams, featuring eventual Indianapolis Colt Detroit Lion John Standiford.
Purdue Boilermaker.
Swing and a miss. Your time, you just barely missed John and when you guys were in school together, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So this is Hendricks. Curveball dialed in just as much as it was to start this game a little over 2 hours ago. Hendricks singled his last time up. In fact, he's got the game's lone RBI for Monrovia. That curveball hit him. So much for the curveball being dialed in.
Well, it's understandable. He had kind of a break, a delay in between.
Now batting number 9, Eli Wagner.
So here's Eli Wagner, the second baseman. Hit it hard, but hit it right back to the pitcher. His last time up. Lamphere looking for his 6th win with no losses on the season. This one, Hugh shot it off the end of the bat. 0-1 the count.
Eli Wagner grounded out to the pitcher his first at-bats.
Curveball misses 1-1 the count.
Well, Greg, I tell you what hasn't changed. Lamphere's coming back out firing breaking balls up to the plate.
And he has probably thrown 70-30.
I was going to say, that's pretty accurate.
Breaking ball to fastball. This one wings the umpires. Like, I came back from the lay for this. 1-2 the count. And this game was originally scheduled to be played yesterday, but rained out. And there have been so many times. Again, frankly, it hasn't been a situation where a tremendous amount of varsity games have been canceled at this point, but where so many junior varsity games have been canceled, at least locally, due to the umpire shortage. I know we had kind of a critical mass day last year in April where some varsity games got bagged because of no umpires, after some games were snowed out in the middle of April last year.
You know, Greg, that's just something I have to admit I never thought I would have seen games canceled due to umpiring shortages.
And there's three things that I point to that happening is Lamphere's offering misses, and the count goes full at 3-2. A couple of those things, I'm not sure I'm smart to figure out a way to control them. One of them I know we can, is this one is sprayed foul. So let's get to the two that you can. One, we got to find a way to pay umpires more money. Okay? But we'd say that about everything and everybody in education. So I'm not sure I can figure out that problem.
Correct.
Okay. Question number 2, we got to figure out a way to make gas prices cheaper, so you're making more money as an umpire when you go to a game.
Correct.
Again, that's above my pay grade. I can't figure that part out. Get to the third part in a moment. Full count pitch, misses, ball 4, and so runners on first and second. Now the other part is the part where we can all do better, and that is the treatment of umpires at games.
Now batting number 32.
Because these guys are not volunteering their time, but close.
Right.
They're members of the community that are ensuring that these games happen. And are they going to make mistakes? Absolutely. We all do. We're human. But again, and I don't see it, I don't think it's as bad in high school sports as it is in travel sports. But there's a carryover there in terms of people that are a pipeline to officiating at this level, as that one misses low. And Lanfear's having some trouble spotting his breaking pitch now, and it's 2-0.
Greg, to continue what you're saying, man, I'm seeing some things on the internet and on some social media, some of the stuff that's going around across the country, some of the abuse to some of these umpires, and it's just brutal. I mean, it is. I mean, obviously criminal, but it's just way over the top.
That ball gets away. Passed ball and a free 90 feet. So second and third with nobody out.
Well, it looks like this delay has, at least for the time being, affected Lanphier some.
That's understandable.
Yes, it is.
And there is activity, by the way, in the bullpen right now for Cascade. So Lanphier may be on something of a short leash at this point. Again, 6-run lead, but that misses. 4-pitch walk. I believe it is Logan Howard that is loosening the pen. Here comes Coach, and that may be it for Lanphier.
I think it is it. Yep.
There will be a pitching change coming in because, again, Lanphier was throwing strikes in the first 3 innings, but hits a batter and then walks the next 2 after the rain delay. And so with that, a pitching change. And with that, let's take this quick timeout. We'll come back and tell you more about Logan Howard, new pitcher for Cascade in a moment. You're watching on the ISC Sports Network.
Want lightning-fast internet speeds? Choose Endeavor. Go from slow to whoa. From last to fast. And wait to great. Endeavor Communications is bringing the fastest internet speed in Indiana to your town. So you can download huge files in a flash. Stream videos at blazing speeds. And game online faster than you thought possible. Think fast. And contact Endeavor Communications today at join.weendeavor.com.
You are looking towards the southwest in that shot. And the fact that the sun's starting to peek out that direction, a good sign for making sure we get tonight's game finished. That's kind of high 70 you see in the background. This is Logan Howard. He is a sophomore making his 4th appearance of the season. He has thrown 3 1/3 innings on the year. He has not given up a run. He has walked 2. He has struck out 5. He has allowed a triple. He has faced a total of 12 batters in his 3 1/3 innings on the season. This is a Cascade team that has had 9 different players take the mound over 23 games, and their team ERA is awfully impressive. 1.92 is what the Cadets are throwing on the season as a team.
Yeah, when you hit that way, hit the way they do, and pitch that way, you're going to pile up a lot of wins, and that's why their record is what it is.
So the corresponding move is that Lanphier is going to stay in the game, and he is going to go over to first base. That is where Miles had been playing. And then Howard will come in. And Grusa was the DH. We'll see how that affects his position, whether he will simply hit for the new pitcher at Howard or not. His spot in the lineup is due up 5th in the top of the 5th for Cascade. So Lanphier gets a switch of gloves. He gets the first baseman's mitt to head over the bag.
Number 14,
Catcher in
Keene.
Jackson Keene will come to the plate. Keene, a strikeout victim in his only plate appearance of the game.
This is what we talked about earlier in the game Monrovia needs to really capitalize on these runners in scoring position.
First pitch swinging. This one lofted to right field for a base hit. Runner will stop at third. Throw comes home and would have easily nabbed him. No further advance, but a bases-loaded single. And Monrovia now has 2 runs in this contest.
Well, as I said earlier, Mr. Jackson Keene is making a bid to stay on varsity, folks. He's playing really well here today.
Ryder Poole, the freshman left fielder, coming up now. Ryder had a double, opposite field double last time up, and a potential double here would catch your attention.
Yes, it would, and he had a really great swing his first at bat. And, folks, there are still no outs, bases loaded, no outs here for Monrovia.
By the way, Darius Compton is the courtesy runner for the catcher in Keene, so Compton is running down at first base. Hence the reason for the momentary delay. Howard works from the stretch. Pours that belt high for a strike.
Temperature is very pleasant out right now, Greg.
All the negative energy has been sucked out of the atmosphere with that hour-long rain. Curveball. Poole does not offer. Gets away from Gibbs for a moment, but nowhere close to a potential advance. Just missed.
And all this congestion, this inning is still only come off of 1 hit and 3 or so free passes.
Found the plate that time, 2-2.
Good pitch. Great pitch on the outside part to a left-handed batter.
Howard, like the pitcher before him, just a sophomore. A lot of young talent on this Cascade team. Did he offer?
Yes, he did.
No.
Ooh.
Full count.
It almost looked like Ryder thought he did. It almost looked like he took a step towards the dugout. That's why I thought he went.
Now that went straight back. He'll see one more.
You know, that's another good swing by Ryder Poole. And if I'm Cascade, I'm not sure I would work him on the outside part of the plate. I would try to jam him because his swing, as we saw in his first at-bat, is to the opposite side of the field.
Ball 4. That's an RBI walk. So the first 5 batters reach for Monrovia. Here after the rain delay, and it's now 7-3.
Batting number 20.
Half life. Still no outs.
And so the tying run comes to the plate. And the center fielder in Welch reached on an error and scored. Back in the first and struck out to end the second.
Back to the top of the order. Monrovia's in a good spot. Really good spot. Very observant home plate umpire there.
Yep. So even though he is out of the field of play, because where the bullpens are here down the line, umpire says, hey, if the player's catching, got to be wearing a mask. So hence the brief stoppage. That one hopped past the plate, 1-0 the count.
And all the moms across the country will appreciate that.
That's Fowler you saw at third. Compton is at second. Poole is at first. Swing and a miss. Howard's got a good downward trajectory on that fastball.
Really does. And Welsh was a little bit behind that pitch as well. He's got a little heat on it.
This one, sky to center, should score a run. Center fielder getting behind it and line it up. Could be a play at the plate. First baseman cuts it. And if he looks at, if he now he thinks the runner left early, I think is what he's saying. Umpire says nope. He left on time. So it is an out, but it's also a run, making it 7-4.
You know, and I'm going to go back to that play, Greg, and you're right. I think Landfear kind of took for granted, thought he took off. But my thing is, if he continues a baseball play and goes home, I think he's out.
By the way, that completes the runs that are allowed by Landfair. While Landfair is still in line to get a potential win as Kosterszewski sends that one foul. He also has allowed 4 runs, 3 of those earned. He had allowed 4 earned runs the entire year coming into this game.
You know, we don't know how this game's going to finish out, but if you're Monrovia, knowing you have to play these guys again in sectional.
This one smacked to left field. Left fielder drifting back. That's great. House got a beat on it. Makes the play. Compton will go back to second. No advance. 2 down, but I'll finish the thought for you. You are all of a sudden infused with confidence knowing you get to see these guys again in 10 days.
100% right. So that's why you keep battling. You never know what can happen in this game. You come out here and battle and you see what happens.
So here's Brayton Belcher. Foul out to the first baseman. Ground ball out to the shortstop. All 3 of the runs this inning earned. The one back in the 4th was an unearned run for the Bulldogs. Off speed. Grazes the upper corner. 0-1 the count. Six, 7, and 8. The trio due up in the top of the 5th for the Cadets. Curveball. Breaks in and out of the zone. 1-1 the count.
Good pitch there by Howard, but even better take by Brayton Belcher there. Had a lot of movement on it.
Well, the layoff of that one was close too. 2-1 the count.
Oh, just missed off the inside part of the plate. Another good take by Brayton Belcher.
Hopped it. 3-1 the count. No activity currently in the pen for Cascade. So this is Howard's jam to pitch out of. This is the 5th batter he has faced since coming on. 8th batter to the plate for the Bulldogs. A good pitch to hit there and sends it foul. And now at 3-2, the runners will get a head start on the payoff pitch. Curveball, just missed inside.
Just missed.
So base is loaded. Second walk that Howard has issued since coming on. Here's Julian Joe. Joe struck out back in the 1st and hit a ground ball to the second baseman his last time up. Force out at any bag here with 2 down. Curveball bends in perfectly.
So, Greg, I know I've asked you this before, so looking at our scorecards right now, has Monrovia batted through the lineup?
Yes, they have batted around because all 9 have come up.
Okay.
Everybody gets a swing. You have batted around.
All right.
And as baseball czar, I decree that to be the way that is measured and talked about.
And I believe in you, sir.
Thank you. It's a campaign promise you can believe in right there. 0-2. Ground ball, and the pitcher fields it perfectly. Howard escorts to first, and the inning is over. Well, good news for Monrovia, they score 3. Bad news is they left the bases loaded. But this is a baseball game, and we're back playing again. 7-4 Cascade leads it on the IHSAA Sports Network.
Brewer jams it home.
That ball wiggles in and into the back of the net.
A little fireworks in the first half. Throw it up for Tillman. Whoa, my goodness. 122.60 for Penn.
What a swim. 6 of them.
Once again back at Monrovia High School. Greg Rakestraw, Chris Walker with you. Presented by Endeavor Communications on the IHSAA Sports Network. New pitcher is Elijah Welch. He was the center fielder before the rains came. Hendricks will move over to play second base. And it looks like Wagner will go from second base to center field.
He just went from shortstop to pitcher. Sorry, center field to pitcher.
And it'll be Jackson Mantooth. That'll be the player that will be coming up here. Welch has appeared in 7 games as a pitcher this year for Monrovia. 12 2/3 innings pitched. He unfortunately was on the hook for just a few runs allowed. He's also walked 25 and struck out 15 during that time. So Welch doing some on-the-job learning here this season.
Yeah, you'd like to be the walkouts and strikes reversed.
Right.
So you got to really work on that, get the ball in the zone, and just give yourself a chance. Don't give up free bases.
Leading off for the Cadets, number 13, Jackson Mantooth.
Here's Mantooth. Mantooth singled last time up.
Stole the base as well.
8 of 9 Cascade players have a hit in this game.
Wow. So that means there's a fight at the bat rack in this game if you're a Cascade Cadets.
Well, slings that one in, misses high and in tight. Want to know the count. Mantooth choking up a lot on a 1-0 count. That one misses 2-0.
That is a lot. That's a Barry Bonds style almost right there. Making the 33-inch bat a 31-inch bat.
This one went fishing, swing and a miss. 2-1.
Good rip by Mantooth there, just swung right through it.
That's in for a strike. Right across the letters, 2-2. Mantooth, a senior. And that misses. Full count. Popped him up. Shortstop heading back. Center fielder's playing awfully deep. Shortstop makes the ranging play. Again, there's less outfield to cover here, but still a lot of acreage covered that time by Belcher. There's one down.
23, Jonas Johnson.
What's funny about that play, Braden Belcher made his initial drop step, and he got rid of the hat and sunglasses. He threw him off like he was running the bases. I guess that made him a little bit lighter, and he was able to make the play. Really nice play there by Braden Belcher.
Here's Johnson. That one hit the bull. Want to know the count?
Yeah, I'd say that one got away from him.
That movie's almost 35 years old, Chris.
Oh, my Lord. Such a great movie.
This one hops to home plate 2-0. Our director, Day at Allen Hughes, and I used to work the Division II College World Series for many years in Cary, North Carolina. And the first year I went down there, I made it a point. Cary is located between Raleigh and Durham. So I made it a point to go to Durham and see the new Durham Bulls Athletic Park.
Nice.
And the old stadium a few blocks away.
And Cary, North Carolina is where they host all the USA baseball stuff.
That is correct. That's in for strike 3-1. Beautiful four-field complex there in the town of Cary. They play a lot of college soccer there in the same facility, too.
Oh, wow. Cool.
3-1 the count. Foul tip back in the mid. Some friends of mine say that Cary actually is 4 initials. It stands for contains all relocated Yankees that moved to the Raleigh-Durham area.
Oh, my dad was a Lexington, North Carolina native, and he said North Carolina is God's country.
Full count. Missed it low. So a 1-out walk. By the way, Hendricks went 4 innings, struck out 2, gave up 10 hits, 7 runs, all of them earned. Here's Greathouse. Struck out looking last time up, made a nice play in left center field in the bottom of the 4th inning. Almost clipped his jersey there. Greathouse, a senior. That misses 1-0.
Greathouse, as we said in that 2nd inning, smoked a ball to left field for a base hit.
Diving back in is Johnson. He's got 7 stolen bases on the season. That misses outside, 2-0.
Wonder if the kind of wetter, slower track is going to deter him from attempting to steal second base here.
I would think it's the good throws that Keene has made that might deter him a little bit more than anything else.
That works as well.
In for a strike, 2-1 the count. Anytime I see a somewhat smaller in stature player and with the long flowing hair, I'm trying to figure out which member of the Bad News Bears that Great House reminds me of. Is he Looper? 3-1 the count.
Man.
I figured I'd top a 35-year-old movie reference with a 45-year-old movie
exactly. Reference. Your knowledge of sports-related stuff, Greg Rakestraw, just amazes me.
In for a strike, 3. Sometimes you got to fill the time, brother. 3-2 the count. Quick toss back.
So if I remember correctly, we were talking about some kind of trivia question earlier, Greg.
I know I've given you 90 minutes to see if you can find the answer. Runner goes. Ooh. Popped up, and that could be a C&I single. Welch, did he get him? Yes. Got him by just a step. Now they have a potential throw down at third, but they'll eat it. There's a lot of ground to cover there, so that is a kind of a swinging bunt put out.
1-3 put out.
1-3 for the second out. And then the runner will advance to third. As again, Johnson was too close to second. And Hendricks just says, you know what? We got 2 outs. Let's
smart decision.
Focus on Bassett at third. Now, I promised my partner a trivia question opportunity right as the rain delay hit. Bassett, a fly ball to left field his last time up. That hop to home plate. When he and I did the Monrovia Cascade softball game 9 days ago, I quizzed him because one of the Cascade players are going to keep playing college softball at St. Mary's the Woods College, west side of Terre Haute, now in the NAI ranks. And there's a young man in Miles for Cascade that's going to play at Knox College in Illinois. Knox plays in the Division III level as the count's 2-0 to Bassett. Great job to snare that by Keene. That might have saved a run. And the count 3-0. Partner, do you happen to know what the athletic teams at Knox College are known as? I see you're not looking at your phone. You're not Googling as we speak. See if you can pull out a random guess here. Take it all the way at 3-0. That's in for a strike. 3-1 the count.
Well, folks, listen here. I'm not going to play like I knew this. I had no idea.
I had this set up for you.
He had it set up. He was trying to tee me up, make me look good. But their mascot, their name is the Prairie Fire. And, folks, I have no idea what that is or what that means.
I don't think it's a good thing, whatever it is. Runners on the corners now as Bassett is walked. That's the second walk of the inning by Welch. So for the 4th time today, here comes the reigning prom king at Cascade High School and Trey Grusa. Grusa has reached 3 times. He has scored 3 times, including driving himself in with a solo home run to start the game. And this misses 1-0 the count.
And whenever you can come to the plate 3 times and score 3 times, that is a very good day.
Runner goes. They will throw down, but no advance, and shortstop cut it off. So stolen base for Bassett, his 6th of the season.
I love that decision in high school baseball to always run that trail runner when you have a 1st and 3rd situation, especially with your leadoff man up. Worst case scenario, gets thrown out, your leadoff man leads off the next inning.
Off speed, hits the corner. 2-1 the count.
But now you're in the situation where you have 2 runners in scoring position with a red-hot leadoff man up the plate. A base hit gets you 2 more runs.
Three and 1. I believe the sun is making an appearance here for the first time since our first pitch of just after 5 o'clock. It's before 5 o'clock. If you're just joining us, we were delayed for about an hour and 20 minutes due to rain. This one, lofted to left field. Poole meandering back towards it and makes the play at the base of the fence. And it's a 0 on the board for the Cadets. We're through 4.5 of Monrovia. Bulldogs trailing by just 3. 5th-ranked team in 2A as you're watching on the ISC Sports Network.
Irritated by your internet provider? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eForce high-speed internet. Download speed? No problem. Download an HD movie in seconds with our remarkable gigabit speed. Endeavor not only provides the latest fiber optic technology, we're also here to help you use it. We also provide television, wireless, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Well, Monrovia, I wouldn't say they came out swinging. They came out walking. They did have one base hit. It's the one you saw right there from Jackson Keene that would play to run. A bases-loaded walk, a sacrifice fly as well, and all added up to 3 runs and to make it a 3-run game. Again, when these two teams played 2 days ago, 10-0 run rule game, and that is not the case today. By the way, that is not the Monrovia track team that you're seeing over there. They are competing in the sectional up the road at Plainfield as we speak, and that event was delayed too by storms in the area. They got their preliminaries in and then delayed before the championship finals taking place in boys track and field today. And there are a couple of Monrovia players that are both track and field athletes and baseball players, and so they'll rejoin the baseball team tomorrow. I want to thank Nick Perica, Nikina Josol, the great folks here at Monrovia High School for their warm welcome to us. A little doghouse pizza, cold drinks, always appreciated. You and I get basketball t-shirts.
Nice.
From Coach Nick.
Tremendous hospitality here, sir.
Now, we at ISC and our parent company that predated ISC, MTC Sports, we have been frequent visitors to Monrovia High School over the years. We love every visit we make here. This one sprayed foul. First baseman Landfear gives chase, but as you can tell, that's out of play. And kind of our foray into television coincided with Monrovia having some really good football teams.
Huh.
Like when you come to town, the sign that welcomes you says home of the 2015 2A football state champs, Monrovia. They beat Whiting in that championship game. Their quarterback John Williams named the Mental Attitude Award winner in that game. 1-1 the count before he went on to play at Hanover College.
Wow.
I may have been on the broadcast of that state final.
All righty.
Actually, Monrovia has made the football state finals twice, and I was on the broadcast for both of those.
Nice.
2009 and 2015.
Who was a standout player in 2009, if you can remember?
Connor, running back, sound about right? Tim Connor.
Huh.
He's quarterback. 3-1 the count. That's in for a strike, 3-2. I remember Kevin Hutchins running the belly option. Count goes full at 3-2. I remember that Monrovia lost to Fort Wayne Bishop Lures in that championship game. Foul ball. And there was this pretty talented freshman player for Bishop Lures named Jalen Smith, who would go on to win 4 consecutive state championships at Bishop Lures.
Is that the Jalen Smith, the linebacker at Notre Dame?
That's correct.
Wow. What's one of the worst injuries I've
Unfortunately.
ever... Yes.
3-2. Just off the plate. And a leadoff walk.
Which has started a huge trend in players not playing
bowl games. Yep.
Now batting number 9.
So Hendricks, a leadoff walk. Hendricks now has reached all 3 times. And you and I want to take a walk down memory lane. This game continues to stay close.
Yes.
This leadoff man is aboard. And the previous 2 times that happened for Monrovia, they came around to score both times.
Like I said earlier, if you're Monrovia, just keep chipping away. If anything, it's going to give you confidence for the next time you play them.
Here's Wagner. And there is activity again in the bullpen for Cascade.
Can't quite see a number. Maybe 9? Maybe?
That's in for a strike.
Good pitch there.
Grazes the outside corner.
Eli Wagner down to count 1 and 2 here. See if he can move the baseball.
Ball got away from the catcher. And Hendricks will scamper on down to second. Time is called. So the count now 2 and 2. Wagner walked and scored last time up as well. Began the day as a second baseman, now the center fielder. Hit it hard back to the pitcher in his first plate appearance. Ooh, that rattles the cage.
Good swing there by Eli Wagner, right on that pitch.
Didn't miss it by much. Tying run on deck for the Bulldogs. Turns on this one. Right field. Watches it fly. 1-run game. Wagner hits the third home run of the day. First belonging to the Bulldogs, and it's a 7-6 game.
Well, we talked about the pitch before, the foul ball straight back where Eli Wagner was right on the pitch. This one he does not miss, gets every bit of it, and he knew it as soon as he hit it. We have a 1-run ball game, folks.
And with that, here's going to be another pitching change coming in for Cascade. So this is something that they have not, had to deal with that much all this year. That's kind of being knocked around from a pitching standpoint. Again, some extenuating circumstances in terms of the hour 20 rain delay, in terms of the smaller ballpark here. And again, you see just how far up the hill that shot went from Wagner, excuse me. And again,
Good pitcher for the Cadets.
we're talking about this being a small yard. I think most high school baseball fields that would have left the facility.
Yeah, that ball was really hammered. I mean, he got that one up and out of here in a hurry. And like I said, Eli knew that was gone as soon as he touched off.
So now we'll see Bassett on the mound for Cascade. Much like Lanphier, frankly, he's the third pitcher that this has been the case. It frankly has not slowed Monrovia. But he is the third pitcher with a sub-1 ERA that we have seen for Cascade today.
Wow.
Bassett, this is his 6th appearance of the season. They have all been in relief. He has thrown 9 1/3 innings. His ERA is .75. 8 hits, 1 run, it was earned. He has walked 3, he has struck out 8. Opposing batters are hitting .222 off of Bassett on the season. So Howard goes 1+. Howard faces 8 batters. He gives up 2 hits. He walks 3.
Now batting number 32, Zach
Those are the
Fowler.
first 2 runs he has allowed Howard, and this is 4th appearance of the year.
Wow.
So here's Fowler. He represents the tying run. Swing and a miss. Fowler struck out back in the second. Walked and scored last time up.
Yeah, but that first swing for Zach Fowler was trying to tie the game up. He took a good rip at that pitch.
Garrett Bassett, a sophomore. So all 3 pitchers for Cascade today, sophomores. And they enter 20-3. 2-1.
Good time to hit right now if you're Mr. Fowler.
High hopper that's turned foul. Count 2-2. This is a really good lesson for Cascade in terms of making sure you are focused when you come out of that rain delay. Because again, frankly, you don't have many games like this in the regular season. You do when it comes to the postseason, where you have to be ready to go as soon as the rain delay is over.
Well, it's not only that, Greg. So 2 nights ago, Cascade won the game 10-0. They go into the rain delay winning 7-1. So you kind of really relax in that situation, and now they're getting shell shocked.
Fowler watches that one go by for a strike. There's one away.
But this will be good
Now
for
batting
them to
number
see
14, Jackson Keene.
what they're made of, what kind of team they are, and see how they bounce back from this.
Here's Keene. Keene singled and drove in a run last time up. That one ricochets off the cage. And this one popped up, right fielder. Headed back, now comes back to it. That's Bassett in right field. So Bassett in right, Bassett on the mound, and 2 down.
Now batting number 3, Ryder Poole.
Here's Ryder Poole. Number 9 hitter has reached twice. Doubled to left field and walked. He has picked up 1 RBI for his troubles today. This marks the 3rd trip through the Monrovia lineup. High hopper. Shortstops, or pitchers got it rather. Tosses over to first, and Bassett comes on and makes quick work of Monrovia. But the 2-run blast by Wagner means we got a 1-run game going to the top of the 6th. This one, an absolute no-doubter here on the ISC Sports Network.
Shot at the buzzer. Got it! She got it! Oh my goodness, what a shot!
Hello.
Did it again.
Hello.
Made the highlight reel again. That goes to Mentor and all kind of room to run. Down the middle of the field, and he will not be touched. Jackson, hello!
There we go. Stokes throws it, caught, ball ricochets.
Wow.
A huge hit.
Wow.
This has been an amazing display of goal scoring.
So 2, 3, and 4. Coming up this time through for Cascade, Blinn, Gibbs, and Lamphere. They'll see Welch, who walked 2 but recorded 3 putouts. It's a Monrovia team that is 5-17 on the season. 3 wins in terms of conference play, but they're doing a great job in battling in this one and obviously keeping this one competitive. It's a Monrovia team that beat Cardinal Ritter back on May 5th. They had lost their 6 previous games since that time. And they've allowed 8 or more runs in each of those 6 losses. But you wouldn't know how they're playing today.
Yeah, you're right. And now there's a chance for Cascade with the 2, 3, and 4 hitters up, or due up, to try to get something going here. See how they respond in this inning.
Once again, let's thank our friends at Endeavor Communications. They offer high-speed service that businesses and residences need to stay ahead. Get the internet performance that makes it all happen ridiculously fast at WeEndeavor.com.
Leading off number 1, Wyatt Blinn.
Here's Wyatt Blinn. Blinn 1 for 3, a double, and a run scored. Struck out looking against Hendricks back in the 4th, right before the rain delay and lightning delay kicked in. Welch misses on the off-speed pitch. Tied him in knots on this one. Shortstop coming back, left fielder looking up, and they collide with each other. And Blinn will go halfway to second and stop. And again, that's where, I'm not sure because of the sun if either guy had it, but that's where one's got to call off the other.
Yeah, the thing with that is you have a really aggressive shortstop in
Belcher.
In Belcher, and you have the left fielder, Ryder Poole, I think was camped under that ball, and he was not expecting his shortstop to be that close to him. But to your point, if you communicate and you do it loudly, that won't happen.
So here's Gibbs. Last time up, he deposited one towards the bus depot up the hill in right field. His 7th home run of the season. Runner goes. Keene throws. And Blinn's got the base stolen. His 6th of the season.
Another good throw by Keene. Just a really good jump. there by Bland to get himself a stolen base.
4th stolen base by Cascade today. And now another 90 feet, this one of the free variety on the wild pitch.
You know, this is one of those situations where if you're Monrovia, you really want to keep runners off the base in front of Logan Gibbs here.
Curious to see how the infield plays this with just a runner at third. It's 3-0 count. It's in for a strike.
They're staying at normal depth, it appears.
I'm sure Gibbs is thinking about more than a ground ball to score a run, given his last hit, but still.
I don't know if he ever thinks of just a ground ball.
We'll see at least one more. Count goes to 3-2.
Looks like he's been on a squat rack a little bit as well.
This one behind him. So it's a walk. 3rd one issued and 7 batters faced for Welch. Here's Lamphere.
Evan Lamphere.
Go Dogs!
Lamphere 2 for 3. Flew out to left his last time up. Doubled back in the second and singled and scored back in the first.
Greg, this is where the Cadets have been good all game. When they get runners in scoring position, they've been getting them in. Let's see if they can continue that trend.
Poured that in for a strike. Get the feeling kind of cascades of the, hey, you're taking that first strike until Welch finds more of the plate.
Right.
Runner goes. Keene throws. Second baseman cuts it off. Another free bag. Now they're going to get a courtesy runner in for Gibbs at second. Let him get the gear on.
You know, the thing is with that, Gibbs looks like a really athletic catcher to me, and it looks like he runs really well. So I'm sure there's a lot of times he does not approve of that move because he only wants to run the bases.
So there's second and third. It's Brady Bicus, by the way, that's the courtesy runner. This one smacked to left field for a base hit. 1 run will score. They're going to hold the runner at third. Throw comes in when it didn't need to, which allows Lamphere to run uncontested to second. And it's 8-6, and there's nobody out.
Good job, bud.
Now batting number 7, Hunter Howard.
Good piece of hitting there by Lamphere. Gets himself an RBI. Runners at second and third.
So for Lamphere, his first RBI of the game. 14 for the season. This is Hunter Howard. Doubled back in the first. 1 for 3. 1 RBI to his credit today.
Just one of those situations where if you're an outfielder, rider, pool, any outfielder in general, if you keep the ball down through your cutoff man, you won't have that situation occur.
That one hit him. So 4 straight batters now have reached to start the inning.
Now batting number 13,
For
Jackson
Cascade.
Mantooth.
Here's Mantooth. Mantooth robbed by the basket catch by the shortstop his last time up, and there was no exit strategy for that one for Howard.
No, there was not.
Want to know the count. 1 for 3 is Mantooth today with a stolen base. Now he gets away from the catcher. Late decision to go. Play at the plate. Safe. Throw beat him there. He slid around the tag.
So here's what I'm going to say on that play. Very rarely in high school baseball do you see that call. Normally when the ball beats you by that much, you're called out automatically because the ball beats you there. But I'm going to tell you the home plate umpire was right on that call, and he made the correct call because the tag was missed by the pitcher, allowing the base runner to score. Great execution by the base runner there, and great call by the umpire.
So Welch kind of put his glove down to block the plate.
Correct.
And the head first slide, able to put the hands around.
Correct.
And get to the plate.
Sure did.
That's one of the rare cases where the head first slide paid dividends.
That's right. I normally do not like guys head first sliding into home plate.
This one carries right center field. Center fielder drifting over, makes the play. Runners wisely tagging at both second and third. So it is the first out of the inning, but Cascade gets another run as Landfear scores. Give Mantooth an RBI, his 15th of the season, and it's 10-6 Cascade.
Good piece of hitting there by Jackson Mantooth. Get himself an RBI sac fly. Moves the runners up.
Here's Johnson. Johnson 0 for 2 with a walk. We mentioned 8 of 9 Cascade batters have a hit today. He's the dentist that didn't recommend Trident. Count now at 1-1. Johnson a ground ball to short. Pop up that the pitcher, Simon Hendricks, made the play right on top of home plate. And then walked last time up. 2-1. And Johnson, like so many of his teammates we have talked about today, a sophomore. That's in for a strike.
Let's go, one more, let's go.
Seven sophomores have seen action for Cascade today. Johnson got tied up on that one, and there's 2 down.
Now batting number 5, Hunter Greathouse.
First strikeout for Welch in 11 batters faced. Here's Hunter Greathouse. Keene did a better job of blocking that than he realized. 1-0.
Good job at Greathouse directing traffic for his runner at third base there. Letting Mr. Hunter Howard know, do not try to advance.
It's in for a strike. Count at 2-1. Now 3-1.
Elijah just has not consistently thrown enough strikes in this opportunity.
I think that has been a problem of his when he has had a chance to pitch this season for Monrovia. It's in for a strike, 3-2. So this is the 7th bat of the plate for Cascade. Just missed.
Just missed.
Runners on the corners.
Now batting number 2, Carson.
2 walks in each of the last 2 innings for Welch. Hendricks pitched the 4 before the rain delay, and this is Welch's 2nd inning of work. Here's Bassett. Carson, the right fielder. Garrett, the current pitcher. Runner takes off. Keene again will throw, but second baseman charging in and cutting it off. 1-0 the count. Carson has reached twice. He's stolen a base. Singled and scored back in the 2nd.
Just base hit here, buddy.
2-0.
It's really tough to have a lot of success pitching when you're 2-0 and 3-0 a lot of the time.
Fouled back. Count of 2-1. Bassett came in batting .302. In for a strike, 2-2.
This is the situation, too, as a hitter. I think you got to have a little awareness and maybe open up your strike zone a little bit more when a game's been played that's gone this long with the delay. And you hate to think that way, but you just have to do it.
Reaches out, pops it up. But he'll get onto the bleachers.
I think Carson Barrett just heard me. Expanding that strike zone a little bit, thinking that that will be called a strike if he takes it. I think he made the right decision.
Bassett, one of 6 Cascade players, has played in every game this year. Full count.
What's the saying, Greg? The best ability is availability?
Yep. Turns on this one. Left fielder should have a play. Poole camping, claiming it, and the inning is over. 8 batters to the plate. First 3 score. 10-6 Cascade leads. Going to the home half of the 6th as you're watching on the IHSAA Sports Network.
Want lightning fast internet speeds? Choose Endeavor. Go from slow to whoa. From last to fast. And wait to great. Endeavor Communications is bringing the fastest internet speed in Indiana to your town, so you can download huge files in a flash, stream videos at blazing speeds, and game online faster than you thought possible. Think fast and contact Endeavor Communications today at join.weendeavor.com.
Look at the great scoreboard out here at Monrovia High School. We'll give you these great shots throughout the course of our broadcast coverage day here on the IHSAA Sports Network. And tonight's game presented in part by our friends at Endeavor Communications. For over 70 years, Endeavor Communications connected Indiana businesses and organizations with innovative services in our communities. Beyond offering the fastest fiber optic delivered gigabit internet speed, they take pride in building relationships through outstanding technical support from their expert technicians and friendly customer care team representatives. So Bassett on for his 2nd inning of work. Trying to deliver Cascade an undefeated season in Indiana Crossroads Conference play. Come in at 13-0. Again, 8-team league, play a double round robin schedule. And you've got some historically good programs for the 1A, 2A level in this league. Cardinal Ritters, 5-6 years removed from winning a 2A state championship. Here's Welch, began the day as the center fielder, now the pitcher. First pitch swinging, and that is a foul ball. Just turned foul.
I know Cardinal Ritter, so my oldest Justin, I think, was a 17 grad. And that Cardinal, we played Cardinal Ritter in a doubleheader, and they had some really good players.
Curveball, a beauty. In for a strike, 0-2. I think it was 2017 that they won the 2A championship.
Okay, that makes sense.
Beat Wapahani and Brian Dudley. Swing and a miss, and Welch retired on 3 pitches. 2nd strikeout, and 4 batters faced for Bassett.
Now batting number 2, Dustin Kostrashevsky.
Kostrashevsky to the plate. Singled back in the 1st. Ground ball to 3rd base, and a fly ball to left field. Was in the call of that state championship game, too.
Nice.
I believe I might have been joined by Monrovia's Mark Janes in the call of that one. I very much remember he was on the call with me for the next game that was played the next day at Victory Field.
Who was that?
Lanesville beating Rossville for the 1A state championship.
Gotcha.
Foul tip back in the mitt, 1-1 the count. Mark and I, in the span of about a year and a half, got to be on the calls together of our respective alma maters winning state championships.
Cool.
So myself and Jan Bozier, obviously a big part of the IHSAA Sports Network, were up in the booth for the Monrovia win over Whiting in 2A football. Mark was the sideline reporter, which meant he got to be on the sidelines with the Monrovia folks as this was taking place. Yep. Then Mark was the play-by-play man, and I was the analyst for the Lanesville-Rossville game in 2017.
Nice.
1-2. That is a fair ball. And Bassett wisely
great decision.
lets that go foul.
Great decision.
You can tell it's a well-coached team at Cascade.
Yes, sir. Because if he picks that up, I don't think there's any way he's going to get the out at
there's
first
no
base.
angle there. Yeah.
Nope.
The count remains 1-2.
Best case scenario there is you pick that ball up and you throw it and hit the runner in the back and claim that he's running in fair territory.
And the tag is applied, so no throw down to second base. There's 2 down. So I was the analyst for that 2017 state championship game. And Mark and I had talked about this the year before when he and I did Lanesville and Daleville in 2016. Said, hey, listen, if Lanesville's leading going to the 7th inning, we're switching seats. You're doing the play-by-play. Belcher's at the plate, in for a strike. Well, Daleville 2-hit Lanesville, beat them 4-0, so that was never in doubt in 16. So misses 1-1 the count. In 17, Lanesville led the entire way. So I opened up the inning by saying, listen, I don't think I've ever been this nervous going a state championship game. And I said, and if this thing goes south, we're switching seats immediately.
A little superstitious, are you?
Count it 1-2. Well, we didn't actually switch seats, but you understand
I got you.
the reference I'm making.
Yes, sir.
2-2. Curveball, foul ball, and clearly that clipped our umpire.
Bassett's got a good breaking ball.
Yep. And Gibbs will walk this ball to Bassett to give Mark Eckstein a little time to breathe after that one. You take care of those behind the plate with you.
Yeah, I think that one got skinned. That one was not in a place where he had protection.
Give our umpire a chance just to collect his breath here for a second. So the count goes to 2-2. So I've been fortunate enough to be on the call of over 200 state championships at this point. Wow. And I can easily tell you which one is my favorite.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
So the count now at 2-2.
And what year was that? You said
17.
17?
Correct. So 5 years ago. One of the star pitchers of that Lanesville team just completed his college eligibility at IU Southeast in the opening round of the NAIA National Tournament.
There you go.
This could be trouble. Third baseman, again, wisely waits just like the pitcher did.
Yes, he did.
Waits until it turns foul. Different batter in Kostershevsky versus Belcher, but the result the same. Count is 2-2.
Who's that pitcher at IU Southeast, Greg?
Brendan Booby.
Okay.
He was the starting pitcher in 2016. Played basketball his senior year, tore his ACL in February.
Ugh.
Came back to pitch in the postseason.
Wow.
And there was another college pitcher on that team, so they had two they could kind of use. And this one plunks Belcher. So the first runner to reach since Bassett entered the game. Southeast made the NAIA World Series.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor and Indiana Wesleyan both played. I know Taylor is hosting a regional.
Yes.
For the NAIA. I know that.
Sir.
Count at 1-0.
Yeah, because I think Southeastern from
Florida,
Lakeland, Florida, is here playing in that.
You know their nickname?
Oh my God, I should because I follow him on Twitter. I had a local kid played for him, Carter Bridge, Harrison kid.
Count at 2-0.
Oh my goodness, why don't I know this? What is it?
Just take the Prairie off the team from Knox, the Fire.
Fire, that's right.
Ball gets
that's
away
exactly
from the
right.
catcher. Wild pitch for Bassett, and Belcher gets to second base. And the count goes to 3-0. Think of the useless stuff that we are telling people about on the broadcast tonight.
They can win some money and some trivia by listening to you, Greg, with all that knowledge.
Joe taken all the way. That's in for a strike. And the count goes to 3-1. And if this gets to Hendricks, he's reached all 3 times. This is a big spot in the lineup here for Cascade. Just to make sure you got some breathing room going to the 7th inning.
Correct.
Ball 4. So Hendricks has walked, been hit by a pitch,
Now batting number 25.
and had a
Bowen
single.
Hendricks.
He has scored each of the last 2 times he has come up.
A lot of walks in this game.
Foul tip back in the mitt. A little more in the gas tank on that one.
That was a really good swing by Nolan Hendricks. He did not get cheated on that swing.
Curveball just a bit high.
Just a bit high.
1-1. Seeing the clouds start to developing into the south of us. Foul tip back in the mid, and Bassett is 1 pitch away from getting out of the self-inflicted jam. We're talking about Hendricks, the guy right behind him just homered the last time he was up. Bassett will simply walk the runner back to second. Weather forecast better for tomorrow. Knowing each of these 2 teams play tomorrow, that one misses 2-2 the count. And Cascade at a struggling South Putt team. Monrovia got the number 2 team in the state in Mooresville. And Hendricks helps out the pitcher. Goes chasing for that one. Strikes out to end the threat. So 4 strikeouts and 8 batters faced for Bassett. It's 10-6 going to the top of the 7th. Back for the final inning after this on the ISC Sports Network.
Still on his feet. Stevens lunges. Are you kidding me?
Champions of Marion County.
Unbelievable!
Touchdown.
Living up to that last name.
Wabash has the lead for the first time today.
Said that was going to be a highlight reel.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, you can celebrate after that.
Once again, thanks to our tremendous ISC Sports Network crew. Our next event we produce on ISC comes up on Saturday afternoon. The Boys Volleyball State Championship matches. They'll take place at Pear Meridian High School of the semifinals, all-star game, and the championship for you at approximately 4 o'clock. Of course, that is one of 2 sports that will start to go under the IHSAA auspices as of next year. The other being girls wrestling. So top of the lineup coming up this time through for Cascade. 5th time to the plate for Grusa, Blinn, and Gibbs.
Leading off for the Cadets, number 3, Trey Grusa.
Grusa, homer to begin the game. One of 3 big flies we have seen today. 2 for Cascade, 1 for Monrovia. Grusa has scored 3 times. Cascade with 2 in the first, 3 in the second, 2 in the fourth, and 3 in the 6th. Monrovia took this from a 7-1 deficit to a 7-6 game, but Cascade has one more time stretched this out. This game that began some almost 3.5 hours ago. But again, we had an hour 20 rain delay in the middle of it. Falls in for a strike.
Come on, Trey.
Counting it at 1-1. When we reference the all-turf facility at Cascade, when Monrovia heads the other direction to go to Mooresville tomorrow, same thing.
Nice.
All-turf baseball and softball facility at Mooresville. Foul ball. By the way, much like football, turf there as well.
Well, how did Monrovia get left out of all that?
It's what their parents are asking as we speak. 2-2 the count. Yeah, the latest wave of schools that have turfed their fields, like baseball and softball, are schools like Cascade and Beech Grove. And so you're seeing more and more schools, not of the larger variety, that get that done. As Grusa gets hit by a pitch for a second time.
Really good day for Grusa's on-base percentage.
So here's Blinn. Blinn has reached twice and scored twice. He's on an error last time to the plate. Runner goes. Blinn crushes it. The runner can slow up now because he can trot to home. Because Blinn hit that one somewhere towards Martinsville. And it's now 12-6.
And he admired it when he hit it. That ball was absolutely destroyed. Wow.
Yeah, we talk about the cozy nature of this facility. The last 2 home runs hit, one by each team, were no doubters in most ballparks.
Oh, the bat flip.
There's a little KBO in that flip.
Yeah,
a little bit. That's an inside baseball reference on a baseball broadcast for those that know about it. So here's Gibbs. He too has gone big fly today. For Blinn, that is his second home run of the season. And he and Grusa now have combined to score 7 of the 12 runs for Cascade from the 1 and 2 positions.
It's impressive. What you want the top of your order to do.
Gibbs skies this one, but foul. And the count at 2-1. I'll tell you that we will take our cameras to Mooresville early in the football season next year. We'll have Danville at Mooresville on week 2.
Wow.
On the ISC Sports Network. That will also be seen on My Indy TV.
Nice.
When you go to Mooresville and do a football game, you see the State of Indiana logo on the center of the field. Count at 3-1. Gibbs off the end of the bat. This one could be an opposite field shot again, and it will be. His second home run of the game. Both have been to right field, and the lead back to a touchdown for the Cadets at 13-6.
Well, what was interesting about that swing, and you very accurately called it, you said off the end of the bat.
Yep.
He did not get that on the sweet part of the bat, but he was still strong enough to get it out of the park. So another good swing by Logan Gibbs.
So Gibbs has also scored 3 times, 2 of his own volition. And Cascade has scored 2 or more in 5 of the 7 innings today. So here's Lanphier. Lanphier 3 for 4. Was the starting pitcher. And still is in line to get the victory at this point.
Wow.
Which would be his 6th of the season. With no defeats. And the count goes to 2-0. Well, the reason the State of Indiana logo is on the middle of the field at Mooresville High School is that Mooresville is the birthplace of the Indiana state flag.
Interesting.
So hence the 19-star logo that you see in Indiana as the 19th state. It's created in Mooresville.
Huh. There you go again.
And this one turned. Will it stay fair? No. That was halfway up the wall in left and about a foot foul. It's like sitting next to Cliff Clavin at Cheers, isn't it? Last Friday night, I got my favorite Norm line in of Cheers of all time.
What's that?
What are you up to, Norm? My ideal weight if I were 11 feet tall. Count it 2-1.
Oh,
3-1 the count. that Cascade, they got to get past Monrovia first. You got to see what happens to University. But since I live about 13 blocks from Park Tudor School, I might be making a trip to 71st and College to watch those two on Memorial Day evening.
There you
And
go.
back number 7,
You're
Howard.
welcome to join me, by the way.
That would be nice.
Have a little Memorial Day cookout in the neighborhood.
There you go.
So Welch, fifth walk he has given up. So here's Howard. Howard hit by a pitch last time. That's in for a strike. Howard has reached twice. Doubled an RBI in his 4 previous plate appearances. 1-1 the count. Well, clearly there's some talent here for this Monrovia team. He's got to find a little more pitching.
Yep.
By the time you get to next season. Howard turned himself into a human pretzel in chasing that one, 1-2.
And Welsh, I think this is going to be his game. There's no one warming up. He's going to have to finish this one out. Get some outs. Good pitch.
A little stay alive swing by Howard. Ended up fouling off his front leg. And the count at 1-2. Once again, thanks our friends at Endeavor Communications for making these broadcasts possible. We look forward to being back in these parts for the high school football season. As of now, we have 6 games on the docket in the fall that will feature Endeavor Communications schools. That's a single into left field for a base hit. And the first 5 batters to the plate this inning now have all reached.
A good swing by Hunter Howard. Ball on the outside part of the plate. He keeps his bat through the zone long enough to pull that ball through the 5-6 hole for a base hit.
Here's Mantooth. Sacrifice fly to center his last time up. Curveball misses high. 1-0 the count. So Hendricks the first 4 innings and Welch on the hook for the last 3. That one turned into that one. And it was an off-speed pitch. And helmet protected from any further damage there. We're going to have a conversation on the mound. Again, if there's a change, if it's somebody that's in the game currently.
Correct. And it's going to be.
Looks like it's the right fielder that is coming in. And that would be Wagner.
New pitcher for the Bulldogs, number 9.
So pitching change Monrovia. Let's go ahead and step aside. It's 13-6 Cascade here in the top of the 7th. We're back after this on the ISC Sports Network.
Want lightning fast internet speeds? Choose Endeavor. Go from slow to whoa. From last to fast. And wait to great. Endeavor Communications is bringing the fastest internet speed in Indiana to your town. So you can download huge files in a flash. Stream videos at blazing speeds. And game online faster than you thought possible. Think fast and contact Endeavor Communications today at join.weendeavor.com.
So Wagner will be the 3rd pitcher of the game for this Monrovia team. Tomorrow is supposed to be very warm, very muggy, but very windy. Winds north of 30 miles an hour forecasted tomorrow.
Wow.
Was at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for about 4 or 5 hours before I headed to these parts, and that was kind of the conversation / concern about what tomorrow was going to be. Hey, it's going to be dry, but not exactly the wind speeds that those cars want, at least from a pole speed standpoint.
No
race standpoint you can deal with in terms of that. So Cascade had 2 home runs in the first 6 innings. They have 2 home runs in this inning. And Blend, the big fly to left. Then Gibbs, the next batter, his 2nd opposite field shot of the night. Gibbs now 8 home runs this season. 34 runs batted in. And that deserves a hug. 13-6. It's Lamphere at 3rd. Here's Johnson. So Wagner, this is his 4th pitching appearance of the year. Ground ball, shortstop, gets 1, does score an RBI, does get it out. So it's 14-6. Lamphere comes around to score.
Now batting number 5, Hunter Greathouse.
Johnson gets a run batted in, his 18th of the season. Mantooth retired as a putout at second base. Runners in the corners, 1 down. Here's Greathouse. Greathouse fouls this one back. So I compared him with that long hair. I said, it looks like he could have played for the Bad News Bears. Take your pick of Timmy Lupus, Toby Whitewood, Tanner Boyle.
Tanner Boyle's always the one. That is the guy.
That's low. Back ball gets away from the catcher. Runner going to try to score from third. No play at the plate. Runner goes to third and stops right there. On the wild pitch, Howard comes in to score. Johnson was already headed to second trying to steal the base. And as the ball got away, he went all the way to third.
Yep.
Now, of course, the best player on the team, if it wasn't Tatum O'Neal's character, was Kelly Leak.
Ooh.
That misses. 2-1 the count.
Good pitch.
In for a strike, 2-2. Now, can you name the sports movie that Kelly Leak was in that was filmed in Indiana and very much was an Indiana-themed sports movie? Kelly Leak, the name of the character, the ball player in Bad News Bears. Jackie Earl Haley, the name of the actor. In the very, not too far after Bad News Bears, he was filming a movie here in the state of Indiana. Swing and a miss by Greathouse. There's 2 away.
Where at in the state? Is it near me?
Not far from here.
Oh, my goodness.
Primarily filmed and focused on Bloomington at Indiana University.
Why don't I
Bass
know
at
this?
the plate. Well, you grew up in Chicago, that's why. Even though you've lived in this state now for the better part of 30 years.
Yeah, no kidding. What movie are we speaking of?
Breaking Away, the story of the Little 500.
Ah, gotcha. There you go. There you go.
Popped up, now to play. He was a member of the Cutters.
I don't recognize that. I'm more of a Grand Prix guy. I'm a Purdue guy.
Staying true to your alma mater. I
There you
appreciate
go.
that.
There you go.
0-2 the count. Dennis Quaid and Daniel Stern both were in that movie as well. Tremendous cast in that movie.
Yeah. Hanging out in Indiana.
That was completely filmed in the state of Indiana, in Bloomington, on campus.
Wow.
A movie largely funded by people from the state of Indiana, by the way.
Wow.
Kind of an independent movie that, that gained a national following.
Nice.
1-2. That misses 2-2 the count.
Go one more, Bob.
Just missed low.
Just missed.
Let's go, bud.
Twice before in this game, Cascade had sent 8 to the plate. This is the first time they send 9. They'll get to send 10. And on the wild pitch, run will come around to score. Make it 16-6.
Now batting. Number
Here
3.
comes Grusa.
Trey Grusa.
So Grusa gets to come to the plate 6 times today.
Wow. A lot of ABs.
He scored 4 times, hit twice, singled, and homered. Look out at 1-0. Remember Larry Bigby from Ball State?
Absolutely. Played against Larry Bigby.
Ground ball. Second baseman's got it. Grusa hustling down the line, but out recorded at first. I'll tell you why I randomly asked you that question when we come back to the bottom of the seventh. Cascade has stretched us into a 10-run game. Final at-bats for the Bulldogs when we come back. As you're watching on the ISC Sports Network.
3, 2, 1.
Has the first dunk in the building from Orange. Goya waits, Waddell finishes, and lays it in.
There is right now the
Nice
play of the game.
move. Better finish. Good. We might see that on plays of the week. Great feed. The finish. Spin, win, 3. Bury it in the lane. No, gun, yes. Stop. Whoa, what a play. Flying in.
Well, Eli Wagner finished the inning on the mound for Monrovia. The last time he was at the plate, he left the facility in a big way. Wagner, his second run scored of the game, the first home run and only home run so far for Monrovia. Wagner, his second home run. Double check that. Looking at his pitching stats. I had those pulled up, not his batting stats. For Wagner, that is also his second home run of the season. So I randomly asked you about Larry Bigby.
Yes, sir.
Because Larry Bigby in his days playing in Rochester, Baltimore Orioles farmhand back then.
Okay.
In a day game at Victory Field, one time went 6 for 6.
Wow.
In a game against the Indianapolis Indians.
Wow. 6 hits in a day is an awful lot. 6 hits in a week
pretty
is a
good
lot.
day.
Yes. Wow.
So Bassett trying to close this one down. Trying to throw the last 3 innings. Again, he entered when this was a 1-run game. So I would say technically he entered in a save situation in the last 3 innings of the game in a 1-run contest. Clearly he's got some runway here. 9 miles away from the Indianapolis International Airport. As it's 16-6. Here's Wagner. And our run time for this game is around about 2.5 hours. Game began just before 5. Hour 20 rain delay in the middle of it. Foul tip back in the mitt, 1-1 the count.
I think Mr. Wagner's looking for a repeat of last at bat with that swing.
Two and 1.
Good hold there. Good discipline. Looks like the wind's blowing straight in right now.
3-1. Where do you go to school on this game if you're Cascade? Obviously, you're on your way to your 21st win of the season. You're on your way to finishing your league record at 14-0. But the bar is set pretty high for this group with what they're capable of doing. As Wagner grounds this ball to the second baseman. Blinn, quick flip over to first. There's one down. What's your teaching point if you're Ty Foster?
Well, I think, you get out of here with a win, and you're happy for that. But where you can't coach your guys up and just tell the guys always stay ready. Whenever you're at the playing field, you got to be ready to play because the game got really close at times. And, when Cascade got a little lax, too many walks at times. It was a sloppy game for them, but they're going to get out of here most likely with the win. But there are some things that can be cleaned up going forward.
Here's Fowler. Popped it up. Sends it foul. Fowler has struck out twice, walked once, and scored. Chases the eye-high fastball, 1-2. Other teams in the sectional at Park Tudor University, Covenant Christian, and Speedway round out that 6-team sectional in Class 2A. And again, the way the baseball draw works is that the two teams that draw the bye play each other. It kind of varies by sport, but that's how it works in baseball. So that's why Monrovia and Cascade will face each other again. Memorial Day morning. Parking is available for both teams' fans at my house if you want a 13-block walk. Less than race prices will be charged, by the way. Full count. Turns on this one. Left fielder has plenty of space. Coming in to make the play is Greathouse. And Monrovia is down to a final out.
I could not see that ball when it left the bats.
Now batting number 14, Jackson Keene.
Here's Keene. Keene is 1 for 3 today. One more time, thank you, Alden Wheeler, Dennis Glover, Becca Kelly, Rob Lynch, Alec DeFord, Jordan Shue, and Alan Hughes. I believe Barnes said the difference. This is the last time you and I worked together until the state finals. Is that correct?
I think you're right, sir.
We got to fix that somehow. 0-1 the count.
Oh, good pitch.
Now Monrovia down to a final strike. Oh, we mentioned the fact that Bassett had a .75 ERA. He's going to help that as of now. So he's about to throw 3 scoreless innings of relief. Not done yet. Keene smacks it, and his solid day continues. His second base hit. And again, he's normally the JV catcher for this Monrovia team.
He has really opened some eyes, at least opened my eyes here today. Really impressive day.
By the way, that's the first base hit that Bassett has given up in 11 batters faced. Here's Poole. Pinch runner. Compton over at first base. So Poole doubled and walked. And I think in a 16-6 game, you can tell the first baseman to play behind the runner, and after one pitch, it's exactly what he's going to do.
I was just going to say.
Force a habit. Poole a swing and a miss. So count 1-1.
Holy moly.
Spray him towards the dugout.
Wake up.
God bless the folks. They're going to play a JV game after this one.
Oh, my goodness. I forgot about that. Wow. Going to be a late night.
Our folks will be exiting the facility here with ISC. Get Monrovia down to a final strike. And there it is. Swing and a miss, and the game is over. Well, congratulations to the Cascade Cadets. They complete a 14-0 run through the Indiana Crossroads Conference. They pick up win number 21 of the season. Great battle by the Bulldogs. They fall to 5-18. Chris, final thoughts on this one?
Really impressed. Cascade did enough to win the game. A lot of clutch hits, getting runners in and scoring position situations. Monrovia battled back, gives them a glimmer of hope when they meet these guys out on the road in sectionals.
We thank you for tuning in throughout the course of the evening here on the ISC Sports Network. You saw plenty of home runs in this contest. 4 hit by the Cadets and 1 by Monrovia. It all adds up to a 16-6 victory. Cascade over Monrovia. Thank you so much for joining us, and good night from West Central Indiana. Thanks for joining us on the ISC Sports Network.